Hi students, welcome to the online class. So far we completed the evolution lessons. Now we are going to study the immunology. Immunology one lesson is there in your syllabus. First, under that you must know immunity. What is immunity? That you must know. Every day we are exposed to lot of infectious agents. What are infectious agents? The agents which cause disease are called as infectious agents. Which cause infection are called infectious agents. For example, the bacteria which cause disease are said to be infectious agent. Virus, you know that the coronavirus, that is the entire world is suffering from corona. That is a infectious agent. Sometimes the fungus may be a infectious agent, and protozoan can be the infectious agent. These are different microbes which cause infection to human beings. These are called infectious agents. So the organism which cause infection to the human beings, or which cause a infection to other organisms, are called infectious agents. Always we are not susceptible to diseases. Even we are surrounded by number of millions of such infectious agents. Always we are not susceptible to diseases. Few exposure result in a disease. Sometimes we are sometimes in few exposure result in the disease. This is due to the fact that the body is able to defend itself from most of these foreign agents. Sometimes very few times we are susceptible to diseases. That's because our body itself has a mechanism, that is immunity, police force in the form of WBCs, various forms of WBCs. When any antigen, foreign body, enters inside our body, immediately it recognize the foreign body and fight with the foreign body and kill and make ourselves free from diseases. Sometimes if the body is unable to produce immunity to a particular infectious agent, then the body is susceptible to diseases. So what is immunity? The ability of the host to fight the disease causing organism by their immune system is called immunity. So what is immunity? What is the proper definition for immunity? The ability of the host to fight the disease causing organisms by their immune system is called immunity. There are two types of immunity: innate immunity and acquired immunity. Innate immunity and acquired, in the term itself you can understand what is that. Innate immunity means inborn. Inborn means from the birth itself we are getting that through the genetics, through the genes found. We got the genes from our parents, from our ancestor we are getting some immunity, that is innate immunity. And what is acquired? In our lifetime, if you are susceptible to certain diseases, then your body will produce some immunity, that is called acquired immunity. Acquired immunity we are getting in our lifetime, whereas innate immunity, from the birth itself we are getting innate immunity. Okay, now let us study the types of immunity. Okay, innate immunity is further classified into 4 types. What are the different types? Let us I'll read the title alone. That is physical barrier, physiological barrier, cellular barrier, and cytokine barrier. First one is physical barrier, physiological barrier, cellular barrier, and cytokine barriers. These are the different types of innate immunity. One by one let us see. Okay, the first one is physical barrier. Physical barrier, for example, in 10th standard you studies the mucus lining, the inner epithelial cells, that is in the digestive system or in the respiratory system, the inner lining of inside the body, the inner lining, first lining is made up of epithelial cells. These epithelial cells secretes mucus. The mucus trap the dust and other foreign bodies. That is first physical barrier. Okay, so mucus, skin and gastrointestinal, in the gastrointestinal tract mucus will be there. Then Mucus, skin, urinogenital tract, lining of the respiratory system, everywhere the mucus secretion is there. So mucus is one of the important physical barrier, and skin is another important physical barrier. And the next one is physiological barrier. Physiological barrier, that is during the physiological functions, certain barriers helps us to trap the infectious agents. For example, stomach digestion happens. In the stomach digestion happens, stomach secretes HCl. HCl kills the microorganisms found in the food. So HCl is an important physiological barrier. Saliva in the mouth is a very important physiological barrier. Tear comes from the eye, which has lysozymes. So tear is also one important physiological barrier, and these are chemicals which traps the microbes and kill the microbes. So next one is cellular barrier, the type of leukocytes, WBC, polymorphonuclear leukocytes, PMNL, neutrophils. That is polymorphonuclear leukocytes. That is a type of WBCs, isn't it? So the why it is called polymorpho? Different structures are there. Different structures or the different morphology is there for the WBC. That's why it's called as a polymorpho. Polymorphonuclear leukocytes helps in helps in trapping the infectious agents. Monocytes and natural killer cells, these are found in the blood, as well as the macrophages in the tissues can phagocyte the microorganism. What is phagocytosis? In 10th standard you study. I need not say that elaborately. Phagocytosis is the engulfing of microorganisms, which engulfs the microbes and digest the microbes. So it cannot produce any toxic effect. So what are the cells found in the cellular barrier? That is polymorphonuclear leukocytes such as monocytes, natural killer cells, macrophages. These are performing a function called phagocytosis. By doing phagocytosis, they capture the microbes. And next, cytokine barriers. That is, virus infected cells secretes a protein called interferons. If a cell is infected by virus, the cell itself will produce. That's why it is cytokine. Cytokine, which is related, which is related to cell. The cell itself will have the ability to fight with the foreign body. If a virus infect a particular cell, the cell will produce cell will defend it by producing a substance called as interferons, which protect non-infected cells from viral infections. So which protect the non-infected cells. If a particular cell is affected, it produces interferon. The interferon helps to protect other cells from such a viral infection. That is another thing. So what are the 4 headings comes under the innate immunity? Physical barrier, skin, mucus lining are coming under physical barrier. Physiological barrier, HCl is a physiological barrier, and tears and tear, and these are the HCl, tear, and saliva from the mouth. These are comes under physiological barrier. Cellular barrier, that is different WBCs, different types of WBCs, monocytes, natural killer cells, macrophages, these and all different cellular structures which capture by phagocytosis, it capture and kill the microbes. And next, cytokine barrier, the cell itself will produce. If any viral infection, virus affected cells will produce a substance called interferon. The interferon keeps other cells from a microbial infection, viral infection. So these are the 4 types. Let us see. Acquired immunity. The acquired immunity is broadly classified into natural acquired immunity and artificial acquired immunity. Natural acquired immunity and artificial acquired immunity. Natural acquired immunity, that is further classified into natural active immunity and natural passive immunity, natural active and natural passive immunity. Then artificial acquired immunity, it is further classified into artificial active and artificial passive immunity. So acquired immunity, the very important thing I must say, I forgot to say, that is innate immunity is non-specific. Non-specific means for all the organisms, whatever the organisms, it will react. But acquired immunity, which is specific to a particular antigen, particular foreign body. So innate immunity is non-specific, acquired immunity is specific. Acquired immunity is broadly classified into natural acquired immunity and artificial acquired immunity. Natural acquired immunity is further classified into natural active acquired immunity and natural passive acquired immunity. Artificial acquired immunity is artificial active and artificial passive immunity.